Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, which is pretty much a miscellaneous day. I could choose whatever I really want to talk about. I think that's what I'm labeling Saturday as, is something that I could just, if I want to talk about something specific or something broad, if I want to recommend a movie, or even talk about television like I'm going to be doing today. Before I get into that though, if you've not seen our reviews for the movies that came out yesterday, Friday, I want you to go check out those video reviews. I reviewed Black Mass, I reviewed Everest, and The Maze Runner. You could read our reviews at ChasingCinema.com, or of course watch our videos, which are available right here. I will let you go check that one out, and hopefully that one will lead you to all the others. So it is the fall season, and one thing that happens during the fall season is we get a bunch of new television shows, and I decided that since there are so many interesting shows coming out next week, I think we should talk about them. So mind you, there are plenty of shows in the fall still coming out. For instance, Supergirl in October, and a few others. However, I'm going to be talking only about the TV shows that begin next week. Now, you're probably asking yourself, this is ChasingCinema.com. Am I not right? Of course you are. However, I've come to realize that it is really smart for us to want to talk about television, because television gets such a big conversation right now. And we've done it before. We've talked about Breaking Bad. We've talked about House of Cards on our podcast, as well as this YouTube channel. So I just figured we could open up ourselves a little bit more by doing a little bit more television coverage. So this is hopefully the beginning of that. So I'm going to be starting up with Monday, which we have Blindspot, which is going to be playing on NBC. It's a drama mystery thriller that's going to be premiering again Monday, September 21st at 10/9 Central. It seems to be similar to NBC's Blacklist, and it follows Jamie Alexander, who plays Jane Doe, who is discovered in a bag full of tattoos, completely naked at Times Square. The FBI quickly learned that the tattoos are actually clues that lead them to larger conspiracy crimes, and will hopefully lead to finding out who Jane Doe really is. Now, I'm not super big on television, so starting to cover it is quite interesting because I don't watch a lot of it. I've not really sat down and watched Blacklist. I've heard mixed things, but this show does kind of seem interesting, though very similar. I, however, am going to do my best to check this out. I hope you will too. Again, Blindspot for NBC premieres Monday, September 21st at 10/9 Central. A little bit before Blindspot airs, Minority Report will be airing on Fox on September 21st at 8/7 Central, which is a sci-fi drama set 10 years after the 2002 film starring Tom Cruise. If you haven't heard the name Minority Report, this was a film that came out quite some time ago, obviously 13 years, that starred Tom Cruise, where we were able to predict people's crimes before they were committed. This show is set 10 years after the end of pre-crime in Washington, D.C., and one of the three precogs tries to lead a regular life, trying to forget about all this while they're still suffering from visions of the future. So basically, this seems like it's going to turn into a cop procedural. I have very mixed feelings about the Minority Report. However, I've not seen it in a really long time. I think that's a film that definitely deserves a rewatch, and especially with Tom Cruise just nailing them out right now, I feel like it's a good time to go rewatch it, especially because this show is starting. So hopefully I will have enough time to watch this show before, or watch the movie before the show comes out. To avoid or not, I'm not sure. We have a lot of cop procedurals, and most television shows that we're going to be talking about are procedurals, but maybe, just maybe, this show will have something new and refreshing. Next up, we have Limitless from CBS, which is going to be airing Tuesday, September 22nd at 10/9 Central. If you aren't familiar with Limitless, that is also a film. So another film to television adaptation. This film was actually in 2011 and starred Bradley Cooper, and who actually makes appearances on the show. I don't know how much he's involved in the show or how many episodes. I believe he is in a good chunk, though, to not make him just a cameo performer. But I'm interested to see how he plays off in this show, because he's going to be a big part of this. The show follows Jake McDorman, who stars as a man who gains the ability to use the full extent of his brain's capabilities. You know, we only use 10% of our brains. If you didn't see the movie, Bradley Cooper pops a pill and he has the ability to use 100% of his brain. I'm sure this show is going to follow very much like suit. The question is this going to be turned into a cop procedural where he's going to help catch criminals and use his intelligence for good? I don't know. That's what it seems like. And to be honest, that's not exactly something that wants me to go see it. However, Bradley Cooper's appearance makes it interesting. That will be Tuesday, 10/9 Central. and I'll probably be watching this as well. I would have loved to save it for last, but it just doesn't make sense because it's not in order. Also on Tuesday, the show that I've been vocally waiting for a very long time is from ABC, and that's the return of the Muppets. It's described as The Office with Puppets. The Muppets are going to be returning to primetime with a contemporary documentary-style show. So, like The Office, we're going to have scenes of characters interacting, but then cut to a scene where they're being interviewed and they make a joke. A lot of stuff going into the show. In August, we learned that Kermit and Piggy have broken up, and we've recently learned of Kermit's new girlfriend. And all of this controversy about her being a much slimmer pig is going on right now. But I'm interested in seeing how all that's going to work, because the Muppets is going to explore their relationships, their personal lives, their home and at work relationships. So I'm excited for this show. This, out of all of them, surprisingly, is the show that I'm most looking forward to. I'm a huge Jim Henson fan. I love the Muppets movie that came out with Jason Segel. Not Muppets Most Wanted. I was actually really disappointed in that. But I am really, really excited with this show. Following that, we have something completely opposite, and this is a comedy horror show from Fox called Scream Queens. I've been hearing a lot about it. Me and Mr. Josh Bell talked a little bit about it on our podcast, which is going to be airing September 20th, not our podcast, but this show, airing September 22nd at 8/7 Central. The show is going to have such stars like Emma Roberts, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Nick Jonas, and it follows this. A bunch of murders are happening on this campus, and it seems that these murders are evolved to a 1995 sorority pledge gone completely wrong, and it seems that someone's out for vengeance. Now, Emma Roberts was really, really good in Scream 4, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in this. Jamie Lee Curtis, which might not mean anything to some people, but I'm a big fan of Jamie Lee Curtis. The woman has done an amazing amount of work, and from True Lies to the Halloween series, I'm a big fan, so I'm excited to see her in the show. Josh Bell, from what I remember, I could be wrong here, so Josh, if you're watching, please don't be upset, was iffy about this show. Not too excited for it, but I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to tune in on Fox on September 22nd, 8/7 Central. Next, we've made it to Wednesday, which Rosewood will be premiering on Fox September 23rd at 8/7 Central, which is a drama starring Morris Chestnut. We recently spoke about Morris Chestnut in the new movie The Perfect Guy, in which he had to go up against a very stalkerish kind of dude to save his woman. Morris Chestnut will be playing a Miami pathologist, Dr. Rosewood Jr., who finds secrets in people's bodies using the state-of-the-art laboratory equipment. Now, to be honest, I don't even think I've seen a trailer for the show, not because it's not been around, just because I'm not very attentive to television, as I said. Usually, if I'm ever watching something, it's a movie, it's Netflix, or somehow about movies. So it's very rare that I'm actually watching television. However, as I said in my review of The Perfect Guy, which you could find right here, I'm a big fan of Morris Chestnut, so I'm excited to see what this show is about as well. Again, premiering on Wednesday, September 23rd, 8/7 Central. Moving on to the final day of Thursday, we have Heroes Reborn from NBC, premiering on the 24th at 8/7 Central, which is actually a miniseries as well as a fantasy. If you remember the show Heroes, everyone was kind of really excited about that show, and I never really got into it, but I know a lot of people were excited when this show was coming out, but I know there was a lot of people dropping out and couldn't make it because of schedule conflicts like Zachary Quinto, so I'm not sure really what to expect of this show, especially because I'm not familiar with the older series, but I do know that this show is about a terrorist attack in Texas that happened a year ago that left this city of Odessa decimated. And blamed for this tragic event, these people with extraordinary abilities, these heroes, are in hiding or on the run from those who want to capture them. Again, I'm trying to tackle the world of television and hopefully review these shows, so I'm going to do my best to watch all of these. This one is probably one of the few that I'm really least interested in, but hopefully can really surprise me. Again, don't miss out on Heroes Reborn, which premieres Thursday, September 24th at 8/7 Central. Last but not least, we have a show starring Wesley Snipes that I've heard absolutely nonstop about because it takes place here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's right, that's NBC's The Player, which premieres on Thursday, September 24th at 10/9 Central, which is a thriller drama that also stars Damon Gupton, and it's from the executive producers of The Blacklist. Now, this show is a Las Vegas thrill ride, which follows a group of people who put stakes on crimes. And it seems a bit ridiculous. I think Josh Bell was kind of lukewarm in this one as well. Again, I've not seen any of these. He was able to see, I believe, the pilot episodes from most of these. But this high-stakes game of life looks kind of ridiculous. I don't know if this is something I could get into. It's definitely something my parents would watch. Like, my parents are primetime, network television fanatics. They'll watch whatever's on primetime network television. They watch it. This show seems like something they'd enjoy. That probably won't get me hooked. However, Wesley Snipes and Philip Winchester, I think, maybe have enough to kind of make an interesting show. Nonetheless, that's NBC's The Player, September 24th, 10/9 Central. Make sure to tune into that. So that's going to wrap it up. That's a lot of shows. I believe that's 8 shows we're going to have starting this week alone for the fall TV season. So I'm going to do my best to watch all 4 of them. Maybe next Saturday, talk a little bit about all of them, or somewhere during the week, review these television shows, because I'm not sure exactly how I want to go about this. Like I said, this is new for me. If Saturday will be a television day or just stay miscellaneous, I'm not sure. But if these shows pick up speed and people want me to keep talking about these television sequences, then I will. So make sure to tune into the Muppets or any of the other shows that sounded interesting. If you want to know more about them, of course, you could check all of that out at chasingcinema.com, where you could also find our reviews for Black Mass, Maze Runner, Scorch Trials, and Everest, or you can watch all those videos down here in the description box below. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning into my video. My name is Jacob Tiranno. Don't forget, Sunday is podcast day, where each week me and someone sit down and talk about the world of motion picture. So make sure to tune in tomorrow's podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Tiranno. I thank you for taking time into your day to watch this video. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed. Let me know what show you're looking forward to down here in the comment sections below. My favorite part about doing these videos is having that conversation with you. So let's talk some television in this comment section right here. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode of whatever things that I do here on chasingcinema.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please continue chasing cinema. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for Jesus. Let me turn down that gain a little bit.